Good morning. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Ashley. Who is everyone? You guys see my little sunburned nose there? If you caught my haul, then you know I had thrifted a bathing suit last week and was able to finally get into my mom's pool. And I had been going over in the afternoon, like after 2, and swimming. And I was limiting my time to just an hour so I didn't get sunburnt. And then yesterday, I got in the pool right after lunch. And there was no cloud cover. It was full sun, and I stayed in there longer. So I'm paying for it. A little sunburned nose and a little sunburned upper arms. Good morning, Roxanne. Good morning, Geneva. So yesterday was full sun, gorgeous. Today it's not raining, but like there is a wall of clouds covering the whole area. It is so gray and gross looking out there. My daughter might come into town on Saturday, and I told her that they ought to bring their bathing suits and meet me over at their grandma's, and we could all swim for a little bit. She just started a new job this morning. So I can't wait to hear from her this evening and see how it went. So I have to tell you guys a story. I don't know if you guys saw my haul video, but I did pick myself up something. And I got this. And if you're unfamiliar with Fire King, it's a very light blue. It's hard to come across on a camera, but it's a very light blue. Here's another piece of it. And I collect this. But when I moved out of my mom's when I was 18, I had not started collecting glass pieces yet. But I collected glass marbles for years and years, like my whole childhood through my teenage years, collected marbles. So my love of glass goes way back. But when I first moved into my very first apartment when I was 18, then I started thrifting and going to garage sales to pick up things that caught my eye. And one of the very first things that I got was a lid to this container. A lid that I set upside down and used as a trinket dish for years. Years and years. Good morning, Karen. And kept an eye out for the container to match that lid for years. So I am 51 now. I was 18, 19 when I bought that. It is set on my dresser, holding jewelry and things for years. Never found one that didn't have a lid. Now I do have one in my collection that has a lid. So I found this last week and I'm like, no way did I just find a container that matches that lid that I have been hauling around from place to place for more than 30 years. Here's the thing. I don't know if I may have donated that lid when I was packing up and getting rid of stuff and storing stuff in the storage unit. So I'm not even sure I have the lid anymore, you guys. I may have given up after 30 plus years of looking for the container that matched that lid, and I may not have the lid anymore, and I won't know until I can unpack all my stuff in my storage unit someday. So finally found the container. Don't remember if I have the lid. I know, right, Kathy? Oh, so funny. Hauled that around for 30 plus years, place after place. It survived kids. So I would just figure that I would give up and donate it. Oh, is everybody having a good summer? I tell you what, the therapeutic benefits of being able to get into the pool are fantastic. I have been enjoying some pain relief. I have been getting some exercise that doesn't leave me in bed for 3 days. So loving my mom's pool. And when they first bought this house back in February, it just started raining. They didn't know if they were going to open the pool because it's a large pool. And, pools take maintenance. And they just didn't know if they'd have the energy or the money for the expense of a pool. And so they had some people come and look at it and let them know that, yes, it is Alice. Let them know that the pool was in good shape. And so we had some kerfuffles along the way, but eventually got the pool open. Then I didn't have a bathing suit. So being able to thrift a bathing suit last week at Goodwill for, I think it was $4.84 before tax. And then I wasn't sure if it would cover things, so I bought a light shirt to go over it. And so it cost me $8 for the 2 pieces, but I didn't even need the shirt. Bathing suit fits great. But yeah, and they're still not sold on the idea of the pool. So I don't know if they'll reopen it next year, but I tell you what, I'm going to enjoy it as much as possible for the rest of this year now that I have a bathing suit. The last bathing suit that I had, because we had a little pool in our backyard, and I would get in there and float after I would get off work, and that helped a lot for a while. But that bathing suit had been given to me by a friend who had gotten too big for it, and I wore it until it had holes in it, and I had to throw it away. So I haven't actually bought a bathing suit in years either. But I was thrilled that I found it, and it looked like it was never worn. Didn't have any of the usual wear, like no sun damage, no spots where the elastic is stretched. So it's in really good shape. All right. So I know that middle of the summer is always a very slow time for retail, not just for vintage, but I worked in clothing retail for years, and this was always our deadest time until back to school picked back up. So I know we only have 12 people in, but I'm going to get right into the sale. I can always show things again at the end if people come in later. So first thing up today, if you didn't see my haul, I was so excited to find this. And it was the very first thing that I had put up, and I'd made a pile. And when I made the pile, it did not have this chip. Hi, Eileen. Thank you. It's the sunshine. I do tend, after I get a little burn, I do tend to tan. So hopefully this turns into a tan, but it's a little bit of sunburn right now. Anyway, this has happened to me a couple of times where I've made a pile at an antique store or flea market, and as the person is wrapping it, when I'm not standing up there, they start to wrap my items while I'm still shopping, and then I get home and something is broken. So the last time that happened, it was a Fenton basket and the handle was broken. So this time it got a chip in the packaging, and I think it got it. He whacked something else up against it as he was wrapping stuff, because the chip is not in the bag, but it absolutely did not have this chip when I set it up at the register. So that's disappointing, but I'm still going to offer it up as a pencil cup. And this is a Rockingham Harker Hound Dog mug. And they did it in several different glazes. This glaze is my absolute favorite. Look at this dog. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful. So gonna offer as a pencil cup for only $5, number 29. $5, number 29. I wish he had told me that he bumped it against something, but I was not told. And a lot of times the antique stores and some of the flea market booths, these people are in their 80s, and I don't even know if they see that they've broken something as they're packaging it up. So, not blaming him. I'm not going to stop shopping there. It's just disappointing that it came home with a chip. Okay, next up is a little, let me get to it, Royal Adderley, made in England, pin dish. Now the platinum around the edges is worn. You can see, but just a little pin dish. Royal Adderley, and it's fine bone china, trillium. It's a Canadian provincial flower, the trillium, but made in England. No chips, just a little bit of the wear of the platinum here around the edge. This little pin dish is going to be $6, number 95. $6, number 95. And if you happen to be watching this on the replay and you want to know if something is available, by all means, you can comment below, or you can email me. This is my email right here. And if this is your first time to a YouTube live sale and you're not sure what to do, when I hold the card up, you can put the number in, and first person with the number in claims the item. And then you just need to email me after the sale with your YouTube name, your real name if it's different, your shipping address, and your PayPal email. I bill everything through PayPal and I ship everything through Pirate Ship. I do not charge any handling fee, so you pay for shipping exactly what I'm being charged for shipping. I always choose the cheapest option, even if that means I have to go to the post office and UPS. I do both. Hi, Marcy. Yeah, Kathy, I imagine that you do not tan with your milky, creamy, gorgeous skin. Next up is a little ceramic dog. It's little. This one was made in occupied Japan. It's worn, but you can see it right here. And my mom said that she had a planter just like this. Little, I think his little butt was the planter part. He's in really good shape. No chips, no cracks. And he's going to be $8, number 30. $8, number 30. These brooches that I picked up this week were just gorgeous. This one is a little wreath brooch, and it's got these pearl-like beads all the way around, but they are strung through separately, each one of them. They're not glued on. They are strung through, and then little rhinestone leaves in the center there. This is the smallest brooch I have for sale this week. And let's see. Just 1.25 inches. It does have the Y back on it. None of the brooches that I picked up are marked, so I do not know who made any of them. Just a pretty little wreath brooch. $8, number 55. Good morning, Roxana. $8, number 55. And then these, I know that I had the brooch that matches these, and I sold it when I was in the process of moving. And now I've got the clip earrings that match that enamel flower brooch. I did put these on just to see if they pinched really badly. They did not. They were comfortable to wear. And again, unmarked. None of the jewelry I picked up had a mark on it. And they're little. But adorable. And if you already bought the brooch, now I have the earrings to match. $8, number 37. $8, number 37 for the little clip earrings. It was my week of finding things that went with things that I already had. Hi, Catherine. Next up is my Lefton glass egg. This is clear with red in the center and then the controlled bubbles. And there it says Lefton and Reg US Pat off exclusive Japan. No chips, no cracks. The egg, let's see, we are looking at just under 3 inches for the little glass paperweight. It is so pretty. And Catherine had commented she's never seen Lefton glass before. This is the second piece of Lefton glass I found. I can't remember what shape the first piece was. I'm thinking it may have been an animal. But it's cool when we get a sticker on there that tells us exactly what it is. This is going to be $10, number 1, for the Lefton glass egg. $10, number 1. And Roxanne's going to be taking the egg. Thank you, Roxanne. I have got you down for that. Next up, I didn't get around to putting this on Instagram. It is a flower frog hedgehog. Flower frog hedgehog. And he has very distinctive markings. But it's not the Delft markings, because Tiger thought it might be that it looked very Delft. It does look very Delft, but these are not the Delft markings. I tried every which way to figure it out. Could not figure out. But how stinking cute is a hedgehog flower frog? And this little guy is just past 3 inches because of his nose. Yeah, I just don't know, Roxanne. I tried every angle on taking a picture of that for Google. I tried typing that in. I tried it on eBay also. I did not come up with anything. I mean, it's such a distinctive signature on there. I don't know. But he's adorable. $10, number 12. $10, number 12. Oh, Roxanne's going to take that too. Awesome. Thank you, Roxanne. Yeah, Kathy. And if I didn't say hi to you, hello. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. I know summer is busy, busy, busy. And I actually had to go pick up my nephew from football practice, which has already started up, and then get back here in time to go live. So busy, busy. Okay, next up, this interlocking squares in light blue, yellow, and pink brooch. Here's the back. So it's got a Y back on it. And it's so stinking sparkly, you guys. The blue's coming across as paler than it is because of my light overhead blowing it out. But yeah, Tiger thought it was Delft, but that's not the Delft marking. And the one that I found had a different nose than this hedgehog. So I don't know. Anyway, back to the brooch. Again, unmarked. But I found a lot of these that had 2 interlocking squares that were all marked 1950s. So I could not find one with 3 interlocking squares. But it sure is pretty. And oh so sparkly. Let's see what we're looking at inchwise. Almost 1 3/4 inches across. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. And this one is $10, number 7. $10, number 7. We have another brooch. This one has pink AB stones. And then the fake pearls, but interlocking hearts. Oh, I can't stand it. AB stones are so pretty. Here's the back. Now this one is a little bit bigger. It is 2.5 inches long and just over 2.5 inches wide. Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to go watch that, Kathy. It is $12, number 36. I mean, AB stones are gorgeous anyway, but then to make them pink, they're killing me. I told my mom, I was like, if I did not need to sell things so badly, I probably would have kept all of these brooches. Because I do love the sparkle. Just checking to make sure I didn't miss anything. Next up. Oh, gorgeous ruby cut to clear powder box. And the ruby on this is so deep. I had to take this out in the sun to make sure it was ruby and not amethyst. It is ruby when it hits the sun, but it's such a deep, deep ruby. Hi, Kara. Now, I'm not a fan of always telling you guys what things sold for on eBay, but this one did recently sell for $59.99 on eBay. But it did not have the chips this one has. So I'm going to show you the chips, and the price is super reasonable. Yeah, Kara, it does. It looks so dark. The ladies and I were discussing it at the store. Like, we were holding it up to the light, trying to figure out if it really truly was red. But when you take it out in the sunlight, it is ruby. It is red. So let me show you. So the lid has flea bites along the inside. So this was used. This wasn't just a set in a corner and looked pretty. And you know, I always say, use the pretties, use the vintage. And if it breaks, it had a good life and it met its purpose. So flea bites along the inside edge here. And then we've got a chip here and a smaller chip right there. Now when the lid's on, you don't see that at all. So displayability, you wouldn't even know it had a chip. So here's what the bottom looks like. Getting my fingerprints on it after I so carefully cleaned it. And it's this size. It's only $15, you guys. $15, number 81, for this gorgeous cut to clear ruby powder box. $15, number 81. Next up, you know I cannot resist an EAPG pattern. But when I started doing research on this one, it looks like the original, and this is a, let me make sure I've got it right, thistle pattern. The original was made by Higby in the early 1900s, but it looks like LG Wright may have remade it in the 70s. So to me, it feels older, but I don't know. It's got this gorgeous column, which does have one tiny chip somewhere, I felt. No, I don't see it. It has a lot of bubbles inside the glass. Here's the bottom, and then here is the pattern. And no chips along this sawtooth edge at all. Here's what it looks like inside. So just, I felt the rough spot somewhere along here. Feels rough right in here. But let me tell you, eight inches by 7.5. So beautiful compote. My mom fell in love with it when she saw it. $15, number 52. $15, number 52. And I went with a mid-range price because I cannot tell you 100% for sure that this is an original Higby. If it was or is an original Higby, that would make it antique. It would be over 100 years old. But I don't know. As we've learned in Glass with Class all those years, they sold and resold and stole the molds from company to company throughout the ages. So I cannot tell you for certain that this is a Higby. If it is, it makes an antique. Next up is the butterfly brooch. And this stone right here is uranium. The rest are not. And these have movement. Each of these stones is hanging. When my mom saw this, she goes, "Oh, your grandmother would have loved that." And then you've got red stones here at the top of the antenna. And then you've got two stones going down the body. But the ones in the wings, they are all floating. You get the movement in the butterfly. Here is the back. And I did, let me see. Hi, Kaz. Let me see if I can find the picture I took. Now, I did already sell the other uranium brooch. Oh, come on. But here is the one stone under the black light on the butterfly. Just so you know. that that one glows. And this one size-wise, let's see, just under 2 inches wide and just over 1 1/4 inch wide. $18, number 42. $18, number 42. Next up, I forgot to show this in my haul, you guys. I did a little nod to, oh, Carol's going to take that brooch. Let me write that down first. Thank you, Carol. So I did a little nod to Christmas in July and bought one Christmas thing because it's just so good. And it's big. So flannel, that's what, is this flannel? Felt, not felt. I mean felt, not flannel, felt. So felt Christmas stocking. Now I do believe it is missing 2 bells at the bottom. It should have had one here and it should have had one here. But the beading on this, look at the individual candles on the tips of the Christmas tree. And then the angels. So the string on here has frayed. You wouldn't even have to have the string on there though. But if you look inside, you can tell this was all handmade. And I can't get over the size of this. Let's see. It is just over 22 inches long. And the other thing about the trees is that these swags actually hang down and have movement in them. And here with the reins on the reindeer too. Oh my goodness. It's just gorgeous. And it is going to be $20, number 53. To me, classic Christmas kitsch right here. I love everything about this. $20, number 53 on the Christmas stocking. Next up, oh, my first ever piece of Catherine Home. I didn't even know Catherine Home was a thing until I started watching Midmont Marion. And then there's another, oh, I can't remember. I see her on Instagram all the time. But they have large Catherine Home collections. So this one is the 9-inch enamelware. And I could not find any damage on the outside of the pot. And I guess these sometimes rust when they haven't been dried properly. They rust under here. I don't see any rust on this one. Here's the bottom. Now it has been used, so there is some staining. And then the lid. And here is the inside of the lid. This thing has some weight to it. And I do believe that this is the olive green. The Catherine Home enamelware was produced in several different greens, and this one is closest to olive green on my phone screen when I was looking at the colors. So, and this is the lotus leaf pattern if you're not familiar with it. And I love the fact that the person that designed, because Catherine Home is not a person, it is a company. And I can't remember the designer of this pattern. She actually hated this pattern. She did not like this pattern. It is the most collected pattern. This was made from the 50s through the 70s. $30, number 92. $30, number 92 for the Catherine Home enamelware. Set that carefully back down. It's a little heavy. Next up, Russian nesting dolls. And my mom was shocked. I'm not keeping these for myself because I do collect them, but they're packed away right now. I really did source a lot of things that I love this time. Here is the biggest one. Oh, my water cup. I put stickers on it. My daughter got me this, and it keeps the ice. Like, I'll wake up the next morning, and the ice will still be in here. So whatever brand this was is amazing. Oh, it says right there, Manna. But I've had it for years, so I don't even know if they sell them anymore. But keeps my water cold in the summer. Okay, here's the biggest one. The next biggest one. And I didn't see any obvious flaws or paint loss on any of these. This is a set of 5. And here's the baby. And the only one that sticks a little is the biggest one. And they are painted on the back and the front. Front, back. They're unmarked. And the metallic pink paint right here leads me to believe these are not super old. And that's the tallest one. And the tallest one is 5.5 inches. So for a set of 5 nesting dolls, $20, number 44. $20, number 44. Next up, I love when I can find a good piece of goble without any chips. So this gorgeous, I believe it's a titmouse, a blue titmouse. Look at the underside. Oh, and Carol's going to take the Russian nesting dolls. Thank you, Carol. I hope you love them as much as I do. So Goble, West Germany, and this one was made in 1962. Well, the mold was made in 1962. Goble, West Germany. And I've been fortunate enough to find a few Goble birds over the years. And the guy I got this from also had Hummels, original Hummels, like real ones, not imitation ones or reproduction ones, real Hummels. But I don't know. I just don't know that anybody's buying Hummels anymore. And he and I got into a big, long talk about how things that were popular at certain points in time aren't popular anymore. But if you wait long enough, they come around again. This bird is this big. Let's see. 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches tall. And he is $15, number 57. $15, number 57. And I'm storing him on his side so he doesn't fall over and break. Next up is my second powder box that I sourced this last 2 weeks because I wasn't on last week. Carol, taking the gold bowl. Thank you, Carol. And I am going to go ahead and try and invoice today. So watch for your invoices because I like to source on, hey, Beth. I like to source on Thursdays. Get to the garage sales first because around here people open them on Thursdays because if you go on Saturday, there's nothing left. Nothing on Saturdays. Not that the garage sales have been that great this year anyway, but all right, second powder box is an Avon, but everything I found said 1950s Avon. So this would have been a fired on red. I love the vibrancy on that. And the lid is metal underneath, plastic on top. And the lid's not, I mean, it's in good vintage shape, but it's not perfect. There are, like, here's a little mark into the gold there. And I don't know if the lid originally, the handle would have been gold and it's just worn off over the years. I mean, it seems silly to have silver and then gold. So I'm going to bet this was originally gold that's worn off. But couldn't believe that it was metal underneath. And this is a nice size powder box. 5.5 inches. Yeah, it is pretty in real life. And just the very, very faintest of powder smells, but not like overwhelming. And you guys know I have severe allergies, and if it was bad, I would have an asthma attack. So just the very faintest of powder, and I washed it. Just the very faintest of powder smells left in it. I think it's beautiful, and it is going to be $10, number 18. And apparently the original scent in it would have been Persian wood scent. Persian wood scent. $10, number 18. Next, I know some of us are already thinking fall, especially those with kids, because you're already pricing out their list for everything that they need, clothes and school supplies and lunchbox. And I've been watching my sister do all of that. And the other thing is all of the stores have released Halloween already. I think it's kind of silly when it's 90 degrees outside to have Halloween in the stores. But what do I know? But I picked up this gorgeous Daisy and Button amber basket. No chips, no cracks. It's a thing of beauty. It is 6 inches long. This is how big it is. Got gorgeous detail. And the handle of the basket looked like branches. $10, number 39. $10, number 39. Next up, I have found so much. Hey, apple martini. Hi. I have found so much Limoges recently. I think I found more Limoges this summer than I've ever found. But this sweet little toothpick, I had to pick her up. So Limoges, France. Let me get it the right side up. Limoges, France. And the gold trim around it, still in perfect condition. All of the little hand-painted flowers, still good. And it's got little feet, little footsies, just over 2.5 inches tall. So, little bit of Limoges. $8, number 93. $8, number 93. For a little bit of Limoges. Coming to you from France. So I actually went to the Google where it will tell you how to pronounce things. So it is moriage. Moriage. And that is the process where they paint with the colored ceramic. Paint these images on here so they feel bumpy when you go over them. Now, I'm lotting these together for one price because both of them are missing bits of the moriage. Oh, Beth. One of my favorite people on TikTok had lost power, Wi-Fi, all the trees on her property. They'd had to stay in a hotel. And I've been following her journey on TikTok. And then I know that, just lost their name. I know they've been struggling. That was bad. Okay, so I'm going to show you where it's missing some of the moriage. So like right here, there's bits inside the dragon where it's missing. I found these in two different places, but come on, it's a dragon. A dragon. And then on this one is missing less than this one, but it does have some spots where it's missing some of the design. So that's why I lotted them together, and I think I made them pretty inexpensive. This one I picked up at the antique store, and it's so dark in there, I couldn't even see it was missing bits of it, which was disappointing. But for both of them together, $8. Hello, Brigia. $8, number 82, and you will get both. And I just like to say moriage. That's a fun word. Last up, but not least, is this gorgeous relish dish. This one does feel like it's early American pattern glass. And we all know I fall in love with these gorgeous patterns on this older glass. This one has, let me find the chip. This one has a chip right here, right above my fingernail. But the pattern is absolutely stunning. And I had this sitting here with all those brooches in it. And every time the sun hit it, ooh, so pretty. So it's this size. Let's see. 9.5 inches long. And 5.5 inches wide. So just a gorgeous piece of vintage glass. It is only $6, number 46. $6, number 46. And if anybody would like a review of things from the beginning, let me know. But I did want to show you, if you missed my haul, I showed this that I'd picked up with all the other brooches, but it's broken. So I'm going to put it in with my my crafting jewelry. But look at the sparkle. I got so many good brooches this last week. So let me know if anybody would like to see anything from the beginning. And I have been putting aloe on my little sunburn. And I made myself get out of the pool yesterday. I still wanted to float around in the pool. I did not want to get out, but I knew I was going to burn, and sure enough, I'd already been in there too long. Hello, Tiger. All right, so if nobody wants to see anything from the beginning, then I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And I will be invoicing today, barring an emergency. So I'll be looking for the invoices, because you always, hey, Jason, you always get 48 hours after I invoice you to pay. But if you pay immediately, I can ship everything tomorrow as I'm running around to garage sales. We had rain for a minute, but now it's gone. It looks like it's going to stay gray all day. No pool today. All right, you guys have a great rest of your week. Summer is short, so enjoy it. And I will see all of you hopefully next week. Bye, guys.